This is why you can't just stop your bad habits. Welcome to Rethink Your Perspectives blog, helping you to unlock your potential, empower your mindset, create productive habits, and boost your motivation. This blog is dedicated to finding, sharing, and discussing a variety of topics around the struggles our clients and audience go through. Each episode, we discuss a key concept that many humans struggle with to give you a variety of perspectives for you to see the concept through so you can find one that makes it feel easier to deal with. We hope you get some benefit from these blog posts, and we would love to hear your thoughts. Don't hesitate to like, share, and comment at the links. This is why you can't just stop your bad habits. Have you ever tried to stop doing something that you've been doing for a while, be it months, years, forever? A bad habit that you noticed and decided to stop. It could have been to stop smoking, to stop verbally beating yourself up, stop drinking so much, to stop eating so much junk food, or putting off doing exercise. But, and I don't mean this to offend, did you succeed? I am super happy if you did, but the truth is that you were in the minority. Most people will fall back into doing that habit at some point down the road. Why is that? It's simply because they didn't replace the bad habit with something else, so their paradigm either created a new bad habit or pushed them back into the old one. Paradigms dictate your habits. The stickman concept, developed by Dr. Thurman Fleet in 1934, was discussed in a previous post, and it said paradigms reside in your subconscious mind. They are formed from the beliefs and ideas that you're surrounded by as a child and evolve as you grow and test out new ideas. Your paradigms change when you reassess your beliefs and let go of any that no longer serve you. The subconscious mind can only accept information that you give it from your conscious mind. The conscious mind is where all your sensory information comes in, what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. As a child, this leaves your subconscious wide open to everything and anything going on around you. As you grow, you develop your higher faculties, reason, will, memory, imagination, intuition, and perception, which gives you the ability to think. The more you think, the more you play with ideas in your mind, the more you reassess your beliefs and make changes accordingly. These changes update your paradigms, and it's the same process for changing your habits. Why can't I just stop doing a bad habit? Bad habits, or non-productive actions, are automatically done by your body with input from your subconscious. When you make a decision to stop doing the bad habit, the paradigms in your subconscious will fight back. This is because your habits and routines are set. They are known and considered safe. When you consciously try to make a change, the paradigms feel unsafe. They are in unknown territory and they fight to get back to the safe known routines. They have their goal and plan and they are following with no care as to whether you're consciously happy or not. Let me give you an example. You really enjoy sweet treats, biscuits, cakes, drinking sugary drinks. But you wake up one day and your favourite pair of jeans no longer fit comfortably. You have put on a bit more weight than you thought. So you make the decision to lose the weight, and to do this you set up a simple exercise and meal plan based on some research. You feel really good about this. You have the image in your mind of you exercising, eating healthy, losing weight, and fitting back into those jeans. And for the first few days, it's going really well. You feel great, you have avoided all temptation, and are feeling really proud. Unbeknownst to you, your paradigm has now noticed that you've changed your routine. That evening chocolate bar or cake treat hasn't been consumed, and it notices that you've started to lose weight. Your paradigm is like the autopilot on a plane. So we are cybernetic organisms, and as such we have a self-image and a destination that is programmed. In this example, the self-image is of someone at a certain weight who eats a certain way. By changing the way you are eating and starting to lose weight, you've caused the program to move off course. So like an autopilot, the paradigm's job is to put you back on course. So it starts to produce strong cravings. It heightens your senses to every sweet treat, biscuit, cake, and treat in your immediate surroundings and makes you crave them. The more you say no, the more your body craves, and the more chemicals are released in the brain that make you feel horrible. In the same way that an addict suffers when they've not had their fix for a few days. Your body responds with shaking, sweats, yearning, and just generally making you feel awful until you give in. And you will eventually give in. You are fighting your paradigm with willpower alone. And even though the images of the thinner you fitting in your jeans are strong, they will eventually pale in the face of your paradigm. So how do I win this fight and stop the habit? You must create a new habit to replace the old one. This approach means that your paradigm won't notice because it is still receiving the reward it seeks. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, states that all habits have the same 4 stages: cue, craving, response, reward. In this case of trying to shift eating habits, the cue is seeing a certain type of food, sweet, biscuits, cakes. Your body then craves these foods because it remembers how great they make you feel, and it wants that. Your body responds by eating the food, and you're given 2 rewards. The first is the taste of the food. The second is the happy chemicals released by your brain for responding and following through with your craving. In order to change this habit, you need to replace the craving and response sections, but still receive the same level of reward. You have to find something that gives you the same happy chemical release without the calories and sugar. This could be a number of different things, and they are all dependent on the individual. It's worth pointing out that adults are just big children. We can be bribed and manipulated with our want of a certain thing, but we also have a greater control over what that certain thing is. The best places to start is with your self-image. What has self-image got to do with habits? Your paradigm defines your self-image. It's how you see yourself. In this example of weight loss, you've made the decision to lose weight because you see yourself as overweight. If you continue to see yourself as overweight, then it doesn't matter how much weight you lose, you will put it back on. To keep the weight off, you have to change your self-image. Build the image of the body you want in your mind and focus on it. Surround yourself with pictures of the body you want and look at them often, imagining that you are in that body. This repetition will slowly trickle into your subconscious and update your paradigm's image of your body. Remember, your body is just an instrument of the mind. If you continuously see yourself as fat, you will be fat. If you see yourself in the body you want, you will achieve it. This is the reason I have no mirrors in my house. What I see in my mind and the mirror don't currently match. So I remove the reflection and focus on my mind's image of me. And so far, I've lost about 5 kilograms over 6 months, without changing the way I eat too drastically. What else can I do to stop my habit? Once your image is clear on what you want, in this case your ideal body, you support it by treating yourself as a child. Set up rewards that you decide on, that you only receive if you hit your calorie goal for a whole week, or when you've just lost a certain amount, or when you don't eat the things your body's craving. This approach is why the cheat day mentality works, because you know you will be getting everything you could possibly want on your cheat day. It's easier to not divulge on the other days. You can also support your new habit building by making changes in your environment. If you want to stop eating biscuits, make sure there are no biscuits in your house. Replace them with fruit or a healthier alternative. If it's a new fitness regime you want to start, set out your fitness clothes, shoes, yoga mat, equipment the night before so everything is ready to go when you get up. Less effort means more chance of you doing it. The last thing I want to mention is to get good at making decisions in advance. Spend time each evening or morning making decisions for your day. These can include, I will not eat the cakes that will be in the staff room at work today because I'm having a hot chocolate this evening whilst watching the programme I want to watch. Or, I will make my coffee at home this morning and take it with me instead of stopping at the coffee shop on the way to work. By making these decisions in advance, you will find it easier to make them when they come up later in the day. More tips for building new habits. Stay tuned to the blog for some further tips and tricks on how to succeed with your new habits. But remember, you first have to notice your bad habits or non-productive actions before you can change them. If this resonates with you, then please share your thoughts below or get in touch today, either here or through any of my social medias, or schedule a call to discuss it with me directly. I look forward to hearing from you. To your success, Jaiye. Rethink your perspective. The rest of this podcast consists of the audio from a video that I recorded a good couple of years ago now on the same subject, but might just help you to reinforce why you can't just stop. So enjoy. Good afternoon. Nope, still morning here. Jaiye here from Rethink Your Perspective, and today I want to talk to you about the reason why when you try to just go cold turkey and stop your bad habits, why it doesn't work that way. It's not that easy, even though it should be, and even though you really, really want to. Now, I want to start by saying that your habits, as I have mentioned a few times this week and last week, your habits are formed and held and controlled by your subconscious mind, specifically your paradigm. Your paradigm is built from your beliefs, your habits, your beliefs, your environment, and all the information that you gather as you're growing up or in your environment or from the genetics within your family. So paradigms and therefore your habits are ingrained super, super, super deep. And the only way to change a paradigm is by changing it. Okay? But you can't just say, I'm not going to do that anymore. You need to change it in a certain way. And this is what today is all about. So I will use an example. So you want to lose some weight. You wake up one day and your favourite jeans don't fit anymore, or you've got that little bit of a spare tyre going on, and you make the decision, no, I'm going to lose some weight. And you set a plan into action. You focus on the image of the body that you want. You set up a fitness plan. You set up an eating plan. You get rid of the majority of the biscuits and the sweet things that are kind of putting on the weight in the first place. And you get started. And you're really motivated and really, 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 really gonna do this. And then 2 weeks later, it's all stopped. Why? You are so motivated when you start, and a lot of New Year's resolutions end up the same way. You get really excited, you're going to try this new thing, you're going to do this new stuff, and then it just falls flat on its face. Why? It's because you put the plan in place, you have the motivation, but you didn't put a habit in place of the one you're getting rid of. So, for example, with losing weight, you are literally just relying on your willpower to not eat the cakes and the sweets and all the things that are putting the weight on in the first place. So the way to change a habit is to do the following. You need to first understand that all habits have got 4 stages. You've got the cue or the trigger, the thing that you see or hear or smell that triggers your body into going, ooh, when I have that, or when I see or smell or hear that, I get this. And it jumps from the cue to the reward that it's going to get. So it then craves the thing that creates that reward. And that thing in this case, if we're looking at weight loss, just turn that onto there we go. If we're looking at weight loss, is either the smell of KFC or a bacon sandwich, or the sight of a window full of cakes, or you walking into your kitchen and the biscuit barrel, or the chocolate bar that's in the fridge. That's the cue. Your body then craves it because it knows that when it eats it, it's going to get a nice chemical hit of happy chemicals. Okay? And it's going to make you feel good for that brief little bit. So it craves it. You then eat the thing, and then you get the reward of the happy chemicals plus the taste and everything else. But if you're trying to lose weight, you need to find something to replace that cycle. Okay? And it is worth mentioning at this point that even adults, we are basically just big children. We can be bribed. We are very, very good at working through a cause and effect kind of thing with our rewards. So if I do this, I can have this. All right. And that is really, really effective, especially when you're trying to lose weight. So I don't know if a lot of you have heard of the approach to dieting where they have the cheat days. They're really, really good for 5 or 6 or 4 days or however many it is. And then they have a cheat day where they can literally eat anything they want. Okay. And having that cheat day means that for the 4, 5 or 6 days beforehand, you're more disciplined. You're more able to go, no, I'm not going to have that chocolate bar today. No, I'm not going to have that extra piece of cake. No, I'm not going to go in the coffee shop and have a really, really hot frothy latte. I'm going to take my coffee from home. Because I know if I don't do that, then I can have my cheat day and I can have my rewards later. And that is like a type of habit setting, basically. So it's the delayed reward. So one way of doing it is making a decision that you wake up in the morning or it's the night before and you say, today I am not going to eat biscuits. Or today, when the cakes come into the staff room at work, I'm not going to have one. Or I'm not going to go to the coffee shop today. I'm going to make my coffee in my thermos and take it with me. But all of that alone isn't strong enough. You need the reward afterwards. So I'm not going to eat the cakes in the staff room today because I'm then going to have a nice hot chocolate and watch the program that I really want to watch tonight. Or I'm not going to have the coffee from the coffee shop today. I'm going to take my coffee from work and I'm going to save that £3 or £4 or whatever it is towards this thing that I'm working towards, whether it be an experience, whether it be a cake treat or something on the weekend or a meal out or something like that. You need the reward, because without the reward, your paradigm is just going to keep craving it and craving it and craving it and craving it. A good example is when people try to stop smoking. Okay, they just decide, no, I'm stopping smoking. They throw the cigarettes in the bin. A couple of days later, you'll see them playing with something in their fingers, whether it be chewing on a pen or putting something between their fingers and chewing on it, because that's the habit of putting the cigarette to their mouth. They need something to replace that habit with. I had a friend who decided to stop smoking, and not only did every single one of his pens and pencils get absolutely destroyed, he also became a Skittle addict. So he swapped his hit from the nicotine and the cigarette to eating Skittles, which are a type of sweet here in the UK. I'm not sure if we've got them all around the world, but they're in the UK. He became an absolute addict to Skittles. Then he had another bad habit to replace. But because he didn't replace the smoking habit with another habit that gave him the same kind of fix, his paradigm created one for him. And that's why just going cold turkey on a habit doesn't work. It can be even as simple as trying to change the way that you talk to yourself. If you don't replace those nasty words that you used to say with something nice, you'll just switch back, because that's what your paradigm is used to doing. If you do have any questions on this, please feel free to get in touch. All of my contact details are around in the description, in the comments, on the screen, any way that you want to get in touch. And my content over the next few days is also going to be different ways of changing habits, little different tips. So as well as the ones I have to cover today about making a pre-decision, and also another one is changing your self-image. So if you see yourself as fat or overweight, and that sparks you to then want to make a change, if you then don't start seeing yourself in the body that you want, your paradigm is just going to keep aiming for the weight where you are now. So it doesn't matter how much you lose, it'll come straight back up, like an autopilot on a plane. It has the destination, it has the image in its head of where it's going, so the body size that you see yourself as. And if you deviate from that body image, it will bring it straight back to it. So you have to change the image. Same with smoking. If you want to be a non-smoker, you need to see yourself as a non-smoker. Okay? So if you do have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. Any of my contact streams. And yeah, I'd be happy to help with any habit setting at all. I hope this finds you well. Thank you for joining me on the video, and have a great rest of your day wherever you are.